also classification, and England and Brandon classification. Both are that first one is also called natural system. The second one is also called a phylogenetic system. These two systems are, it can be completed, but now classification of the history and APG. What is the means of the HEP and APG means angiosperm phylogeny group. Angiosperms, phylogeny. Phylogeny means evolutionary groups. How many groups of evolutionary groups which can classified in evolutionary studies or phylogeny studies. Pathogeny classification, England classification, Hitchinson classification, also called Thorney classification, which are all, which is also in phylogeny more importance. And the detailed genetical evidence becomes available. The classification of flowering plants was based on their morphology, particularly that of the flower, so that their biochemistry. What is the means of bio means? The bio means also got a living qualities, that nature are a components of the living organisms. That the cell is also component. That component is a base. Then it can identification of the character features of plants, and also that evolutionary character, what kind of chemical components they contain or produced. That is important. What kind of resins, gums, then also latex, also secondary metabolites. The group, the classification system were typically produced by the individual botanist or by a small group. The result was a large number of such systems, individual group and complex groups. The two types of the separate groups or plants are available. The different systems and their update tended favor the different countries. Example, England system of continuations or Europe. Then also got a Pentamenuker system in Britain, particularly are influenced by the because it was used by the Takhtajan system is a former solved in the Soviet Union. Also countries within the sphere of influence of Cronquist system is also United States. Classification followed in different or various countries at India, Russia, Britain, and America. Then the angiosperm phylogeny group or APG referred to as a uniform international group of systematic botanists, not individual, international group of phylogeny group that considered as APG. APG, that is also international, the group of systematic botanists who came together to try to establish a also consensus view of the taxonomy of flowering plants. Also angiosperms that would reflect new knowledge about their relationship based upon the phylogenetic studies. The internationally based two studies of flowering plants, that group studies discussing group is called APG, angiosperm phylogeny group, not germosperms, only flower characters. How to origin of the flowers? What are the characters of the flowers in different areas in throughout the world? That base is also then the how the families number changes. So Bentham and Hooker is a 202 families. England and Pandit 303. So Arthur Conquest 386. APG 1, 1884, 462 families are group. 462 means few of the Bentham and Hooker. So also England and Pandit and Arthur Conquest. Also group 2, identification of angiospermic plants. That is called 462. APG 1 group. APG 2 group, which are established in 203, 457 families. So, but APG third is also reducing the number of families is 209, 415. 415. APG 4, 216, also called 416 is a constant number of families of angiosperms. Not only Bentham and Hooker level, England and Pandit. All three type of the classification is mixed to identify the evolutionary qualities of families is called a 416. That is called a APG4. But in present days, the following to the APG4 methods are principles and so-called you see nomenclatures. The classification of the flowering either in line of phylogeny or not the experience of number of change. The APG 1, 2, 3, and 4 have experienced a number of negative changes up to the APG third. But in the APG4, there is a little bit increase by only the number 1. The only number 1 is also 462. APG family, 1998. APG4 is also 416. That just one. Also, number is also decreased. Thus, the smaller families have been grouped into the larger one for the same also outcomes. The total angiosperms are 2,000 or 295. Also, 383 species belongs to the 1,000. 13,164 genera out of 415 families, monocot 7,400, 74,273, also UDS 2,10,008. This is also number of total angiosperms plants in the nature. 2,95,383 species are belongs to 13,164 genera in present days. But that based on the evolutionary changes or APG method in 2016 level, the total families of the angiosperms, which is also called a monocot 7,000 or 74,273. Also, you got 2,10,008. This number is also how this family number, but monophyletic, polyphyletic, and so paraphyletic natures. What is a mono and so called a poly? Polyphyletic means when dicards and monocards through to a so original or originated at the different times from different primitive stocks. Poly means different, not only one. The only one way to originated, that is called mono. So the primitive stocks and attains their present status are through the parallel of convergent evolution. Fossil records varied in variant and the nature of the corpus in both dicard and monocard support the theory of a polyphylesis. The poly means more theories based to origin of the plant or evolution of the plant. That is also then paraphyletic means also this paraphyletic group is a group of any size and systematic rank that originated from a single common ancestor, but does not opposite to the monophyletic group that it contained a descendants from their ancestors. So the ancestral species of this group is thus also ancestor of one or more other groups. This is also one paraphyletic principles. The group should be monophyletic, means a broad approach is taken to define the limits of group, such as families and orders. That is also monophyletic, then paraphyletic, and polyphyletic. What are the differentiations of this? Monophyletic means only it is also taken to define the limit of one group. One group. The poly means more groups, but the number of the groups are basic to the description. This is monophyletic, polyphyletic, and paraphyletic. This is also different. So then mono means then also all blue color is also one A, only one. But the paraphyletic means then the blue color and also green color paras are there. But the polyphyletic group is also got different. This is also base of the structure of the or basis of a system of classification. The above are the parallel in order families. Another term is known as a clade. Then this what is the means of the clade. The clade is also first kind by the Julian Huxley in the 1957 to refer to a result as a cladogenesis. Cladogenesis means is also general type. The clade, a clade is a single branch or monophyllum or the trees of life. Examples are cladogram family trees of is a biological groups. So this system is based on the cladistic and phylogenetic studies. Cladistic and also phylogenetic. These are two difference of the clades are there. Means the angiosperms are not classified into the monocot and dicot. The angiosperms are directly divided into the superorders. The angiosperms are monophyletic in origin. Monophyletic means only one group one nature or one principles. So the monophyletic origin has been strengthened in the basis of the information received from the different branches of knowledge, like morphological characters, anatomical characters, embryological characters, and phylogenetically or phytochemical structures. And all phrenological characters, then also karyoology, means nuclear structures, and also called a molecular basic molecules means RNA, DNA, protein, and carbohydrates, fats. The five molecules are based to the classification of the plates. That is also molecular data and others. This is also basis of APG classification system. The basis of APG classification is the molecular data based on the chloroplast DNA and using restriction fragment length polymorphic techniques, RFL, that is also gene and a cloning process or FLP model. The molecular studies were carried out with the respect of the DNA sequences of the two chloroplast genes, ATP, capital B, and so RBEL, along with the nuclear genes. The nuclear ribosomes are 18S or rDNA. This is also molecular base of the classification of APG system. These are present type of the system of systematics. This studies in a separate branch of the identification classification, also called evolutionary trends or APG system of classification. That branch is also called systematics. It is the ribulose bisphosphate carboxylase form. Also got a LGD have 1,000 to 428 basic pairs and also 18S rRNA and 18S ribosomal RNA, which also total 1,540 plus 1,428, the total 4,734 byte pairs. That is also structures. That is also structure of the genomes or RFLP. Thus, the APG system of classification consists number of diverse characters that has made more holistic characters, taking the features of the different sisters and a domain of biological sciences. These are the highlights of the APG1 in 1998. So this is then it is also considered as a reference tool of broad utility characters. And first formation of APC group highlights. It considered the 40 monophyletic orders and 462 families. First APG group. Then also got the ancestor position is also of the 25 families. So scientific names are not usually above the rank of order. Grade is being used. Not scientific means it is the phylogenetic, means also molecular base to give the name of the plants. That is so alternate classification of the same group used. Similar families are to be included into the larger families. Example, Fumaraceae can be treated as a separate family or to be included under the family Papyraceae. Papyraceae families are the traditional division of angiosperms into monocot and dicot was abolished. The monocot was treated as the separate clades. Or dicot is also separate. Then dicots are not treated as a separate clade. Instead of that, that it is a so eudicote are also called two dicots. Eudicotes are two dicots. Only monocot is separate clade. That is also in the APG first or 1998, but that is the APG 2, 2000.